Hey everybody, it's Adam, live and in person for you. Hey everybody, it's Adam, wonder who he'll interview. Call me Adam.com.
Hey guys, it's Call Me Adam, and we are here live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, with Carlo Velayo and Jess Thompson for the Light of the Moon interview, Take 1. The film is about Bonnie, a young professional woman in New York City who gets sexually assaulted on her way home after a night out with her friends. So it's not going to be your light, fluffy movie. What made you want to do such a heavy film as your first feature film?
We should point out that the sexual assault happens in the very first 5 minutes, and it is a relationship drama, and it is focused on, we call it a love story because it is between her and her boyfriend and her family and friends, and how she tries to recover from this. Yes, it is definitely a heavy topic. A friend of mine was assaulted 2 years ago in New York City in a similar situation, and I just never really sat down and thought about how much that would affect someone. Obviously, it affects them, but then I didn't even think about that at the hospital. You're there for hours and hours and people are poking and prodding you because you become, your body is evidence now. Seeing how hard it was for her to go back to a regular life of just going to work with people knowing this about you, or telling your friends and family about this really hard thing to talk about. So it seemed like a good first film to make, and it's a topic that I feel passionate about. Okay. So now that we've successfully raised $44,000. That was kind of for our pre-production budget. And so, we're going to start casting in a few weeks.
Around mid last year, we had just finished up on Back on Board, and we were thinking of what is the next project? And we've worked on other people's projects for a while now, and we just thought, well, why not make our own feature film? So around the time we also were reading in the New York magazine about Emma Solkowicz and her story at Columbia University. And we just thought, wow, we really need to start talking about these issues.
And this is your first film. So what is it like to know that your first film is going to get made?
And there was a moment where I just woke up and I said, we're going to make a film, and I'm going to do it. And that was actually the day that everything actually got easier. I know that sounds strange because now is that really, really hard part. But it was once I decided, rather than just saying I'm making it, I'm writing it slowly, and I just was no, I'm turning 30, I'm making a film.
You guys met in film school in Sydney, Australia. How did your working relationship evolve from your friendship, or was it a working relationship first that evolved into a friendship?
No, so it was literally day one, first minute of film school. You're nervous, you're 18, you're going to your university for the first time. Carlo and I grew up in the western suburbs of Sydney, and just to paint that out for American audiences, it's the not as well off part of Sydney. Okay. So it's kind of like the blue collar workers, a lot of tradesmen, it's immigrants. My family, we're both from immigrant families. And I think I had that in my head. These kids are all going to be blonde, blue-eyed Aussies. They're all going to be from what we call the North Shore or the eastern suburbs, which is the richer part of Sydney. And when people would ask, where are you from? Which is the common first day question, that I had to say Toongabbie, which is, and everyone be like, where? West? Oh, you're a Westie. And it's a certain stigma is attached to that. So I was a little self-conscious. So I saw this smiling brown boy, and I was like, I bet he's from where I'm from. And I just walked straight over and just went, hi, I'm Jess. And it was literally instantaneous friendship.
So we actually went to film school for 3 years together. And so we would work on sound projects together, new media projects together. I think, we were always entering film competitions. We went up to Newcastle. We did Chop Fest for, the years that we were at film school. One of the strengths that Jess and I have is that we are very different. So you look at our musical taste, or our taste in music, our taste in films even, right? We're very different. And I think even on set, we're very different. We have very different, approaches. We're always helping each other to improve and to be the best versions of ourselves.
We knew we had this great partnership, and then Carlo got a little distracted and went into the public service for a little while.
2-3 years I was in the public service. Jess was very patient. She's like, hey, this is what I'm working on. If you want to help me on some, short films that I'm making. And we did. We continued to make short films.
And I rang him crying, going, I want to make my first film, and I just can't imagine making it without you next to me. And so then he decided to move to New York.
And Jess really helped me to figure that out. What is it that you actually want to do? Like, don't think about the pressures from your family, from your friends, or from your peers. Like, what is it that you actually want to do? And I think that was one of the main questions that Jess asked. She said, what is it that you want to do with your life? You know?
I just want to say that's a sign of a great friend. Someone
Yes.
who like pushes you to that next level, yet is patient in waiting for you to come into it your own time, but pushes you initially to get your thought process going. And I mean, I'm very lucky to have a similar friend who is always like pushing me, even though when it's at times, sometimes when I don't want to think about whatever we're talking about, he always knows how to like just seep that into my head and push me to getting to think to that next step. And it's amazing to have a friend like that.
We kind of joked about a lot at film school. Wouldn't it be great if we like moved to New York? Because I always wanted to move to New York and like and you know made films together. And then we've been living together as well. So it's been perfect, a wonderful friendship and partnership.
Wow, I'm getting teary right now.
Everybody watching will be able to see what I can see right now is just the total love and respect that you have for each other. And so it's no surprise that you are friendships, your roommates, your filmmakers together. I mean, you do everything together, and you have a bond that I think will clearly come out in your work as well. This was Call Me Adam for The Light of the Moon with Carlo Velayo and Jess Thompson, and that's a wrap.
Just ask anybody who's had 'em. Adam lives for the business of show. CallMeAdam.com.